I don't really know where I spooked him from, but we have a level 3 up here standing here nervous, and I've basically just been running through my caliber and trying to find all my new whitetail zones, so he's kind of just standing still. Figure we might as well take that before he actually decides to spook, because who knows what he's going to do when he's nervous. He might just turn and walk away forever, because some animals seem to do that. But it was after yesterday's video, or I don't know when this video is going to come out, but the video where we were setting up for whitetail, and then I had a random small diamond down in Rocky at the end of the video from a different day. Like, all my whitetail zones changed. I have spots, like, all over this map where I was consistently getting whitetail, like, down here. I had just set up a spot over here in Chiela. I was getting them down here in Rocky. There's just no whitetail there anymore. And there's a bunch of new spots, so I've been running around trying to find these new spots, and we actually have, I believe, another diamond whitetail. His estimate was higher than some other diamonds that we've had, so I believe he is going to make it, and he is. So lower weight range, 96, I think that's where our last one was. He actually has a little bit of character to him. I don't know if there's a easy way to tell. Maybe if we do it like this. This antler on the left side seems like it goes out a little more, and this one curls in a little sooner, but yeah, interesting. We'll take another diamond, but yeah, I don't know what's going on, like, with all my zones. It's really weird, but going around and trying to find the new ones has paid off already. You know, actually, I think that's what we're going to do for today's video. We are going to kind of do the same thing we just did yesterday and try to kind of change our whitetail setup, because everything changed. Like, I have so many zones where things are completely different than they used to be, and we have a lot of stuff to actually end up moving around again. So I ran up through Renaki already. I've got like 2 new whitetail zones up through here. This one says moose, but there's whitetail to drink here as well. Somewhere up in Calburn there must be a whitetail drink zone where we spooked that diamond. And like, I think this zone stopped spawning whitetail. This spot has them again. Like, there's so much to do. So we need to go collect some tripods first. So I guess we'll go ahead and go to this lake, because I think there's nothing here anymore. I'm not sure, but I haven't seen any since the whole thing switched on me. I completely forgot. I had another new zone that I discovered, and I definitely spooked that guy out of it. But there's one, like, it must be right back here, and I've seen this zone like on a ton of multiplayer servers, and at some point in the past it's been on my own map, but it's like right back in this area, which is really close to where my other tripod is. So I may try to move this spot around, but I'm going to have to come back to discover that zone, because I still haven't gotten it. I spooked them last time too, but then I have another one over here, which they haven't been spawning over here in a long time. This, whatever like caused that change, has everything completely different, and it's really interesting. Like, I don't know if it's maybe meant to be that way after you shoot a certain number of deer, or like whatever, your zones just kind of reset, because that's what it feels like. It just went, for seemingly no reason, completely different. But we'll drop this guy and set up a new tripod here, just because there's no way I can see him from the other tripod, and I'm gonna have to move this spot around a lot, like, until I figure out the best way of setting up a tent, and then being hopefully 200 meters from maybe that zone to shoot the guy that's that we like just shot there before. And then I'm not sure, like, it's gonna take some experimenting for sure. And by the way, like, the zone that's over there where we killed the diamond in yesterday's video, that went from being seemingly 2 different herds to 1 huge herd. Like, there's tons of weird stuff going on. But I should actually say, those 2 diamonds, like, I realized they're back-to-back days, but they were about a week apart. Last one was killed last Thursday, and then today is actually Thursday, so that would be pretty different than it probably seemed. But we got those 2 for future respawns, and I like to do that like while I'm trying to fix my setups. Just go ahead and shoot some deer as I'm going along, because that just sort of speeds up the process. Next time we come back, we're already looking at some new respawns. But yeah, there's this zone, and then I had another one right there, so we should be able to see them in a second. So there's 3 here and 1 little buck, and this is something else I've noticed. It's either like these new zones have 2 or 3 deer, or like 15. It's really, really odd, just like what kind of change has taken place. But where did he go? Is he just in front of that one? Yeah, he is. Alright, so we can probably do a tent and a tripod here, and honestly they're far enough that I would say just this area may work pretty well, so we'll go ahead and set that up for this spot. But I am really curious if you guys have experienced this, if you've been grinding for whitetail or red deer, whatever it is, and after you've shot a bunch, if it just seems like all your zones changed out of nowhere. Let me know in the comments, because I did post in the Hunter official Discord and asked if anybody else had it, and a few people said they did, where their zones just seemingly for no reason all switched. And it's just such an odd thing. Like, I would not expect that to happen, especially when, I mean, I've killed 1,600 whitetail, I would say, maybe minimum. And just for all of a sudden everything to switch like that is really odd, but I did run up through the Resurunaki earlier and I didn't see anything new, so we'll probably go and steal this spot because I don't have whitetail up here anymore, and we'll find a new home for this tent and tripod. And something else I did to check, literally in yesterday's video I came to this lake and we shot a couple of elk, and I said that I set this tent up here because I had whitetail here at one point but they never came back, but now with this change, they're suddenly here again, so I feel like we can probably make those 300-meter shots, and then I'm going to move my tent and tripod just over there so it's a little easier for future shots, but usually shooting 300, that actually gives you more time to get follow-up shots in because they're, like, slower to actually spook. So that's him. And I think, yeah, he must have taken off right as we shot, but we got them both. And they actually made it nice and easy to claim them, so that one was a gold. And I think we're going to go to this spot next. So I know one of the whitetail zones sort of stayed. It's actually moved a little bit. I have been shooting them just up on that hill over there. And now that's not where they drink. They drink, like, over here. So I don't know, like, how to maybe best adjust this setup. I do know I need to move it a little bit because I'm fast traveling too close, because you saw that one buck was fleeing. But I want to check this back lake over here too, because I mentioned I do have a zone over there. And I want to see if that's actually changed or not. Well, I certainly didn't have a bunch of elk feeding right by the lake before, so that's kind of new. I wonder if that has anything to do with the whitetail being moved around. Maybe that, like, somehow allows them to move down there? Because I certainly don't see any whitetail. We're probably going to go ahead and get that elk. We only have the M1, but they're actually about to leave. I assume their feed zone just ended, so is he actually going to turn back? I don't know if he will. I don't have the collar because I had to really change my loadout just to be able to bring tents and tripods, but I kind of want to get him just since he's decent. If he stops trotting, he is broadside. I need him to walk for just a second. I think that'll be good, especially since I don't think we're going to be killing any whitetail from this spot. Figure we might as well take an elk. And of course he was just a silver because elk have been changed a lot, but we're going to head back down there and adjust that setup a little, and then we'll have to see where we're going to go after that. So, like, for now I don't really know what to do. I'm just going to have to, like, do a little bit of trial and error and see if this spot is good enough to consistently see where the herd is drinking at, because they don't always drink in the same spot. And that's what's difficult about them drinking in, like, a not very open area. But we're just going to check Chiela because this has been one of my best spots, and there's a few deer here, so I guess we'll shoot them for respawn since they came here. Just go ahead and try to get them both. I still think I should probably switch to the Hyperion for this, but since I couldn't carry 2 scopes in my loadout and still fit everything I wanted, I just kept the Argus. And I think the next spot we're going to go is actually to Balmont Lake. I don't have any whitetail around Balmont Lake. When I initially started doing the whitetail grinds, I had 3 herds, and eventually it got down to just the 1, and even that herd doesn't spawn any whitetail anymore, so we're going to go ahead and steal this setup, and we're actually going to go up to one of my favorite areas, which had stopped spawning bucks for me. It's this little lake up here in Balmont, and it has them again, so I'm excited to start actually grinding that area, because it's really good for rabbits too, and I've suddenly taken an interest in them, but we'll take down our tripod too, since we don't have a lot of room to just leave them on the map. Ooh, alright, so there is a new whitetail zone up here in northern Balmont. I decided to come check up here super quick before I went down into that other spot, just because if I was going to run all the way up here, I figured we'd do that. That's a really rare rack, by the way. I've only killed one of those, and I'll show you what it looks like in a second, but I wanted to make sure we're not going to miss anything interesting, so that may be a reasonably easy spot to hunt, actually. The land-water layout's going to make it a little tough. I think we'll have to set up our tent and tripod over here, but I had that zone, like, right at the beginning of this. I did a live stream on YouTube, I think it was on YouTube, and went and tried to find some zones, and I did find some whitetail here, but I never had them here again, so interesting it took whatever this whole thing is to get them back. So just to be safe, since I don't know like what they tend to do, I just know where they were in this particular run, I'm going to set up pretty far from where they actually were, like a good 200 meters, so just hopefully when I spawn at the tent, I'm not going to be too close and have them not spawn in. That should be fine, and I'll show you what that rack for whitetail looks like, because like I said, you just don't see this one very often. So yeah, is this like kind of wiry? I guess this one's more like a 10 point. I think the last one I shot was an 8, and he's a little bit wonky, but the perfectly symmetrical ones look really cool. And they just usually, like, this rack doesn't curl around like that all that often, so kind of rare to see. But yeah, we are going to head down to the spot I mentioned now. Thought it was worth checking up here, and definitely got ourselves a new spot to go to. So I decided to call these ones just to get them out of their zone, because the wind was bad, and I didn't think I could sneak all the way over to my tripod. So since I'm not in the tripod, I think I'm only going to shoot one buck. And maybe if this guy will stop trotting for a second. Or if he doesn't, that's going to be an intestine hit, but I'll still bring him down pretty quick. I don't really want to be shooting two. You know what? If it's going to be a pretty easy shot, I think I hit him in the vertebrae, but it's not too much hunting pressure to deal with, so I'm just going to keep him spotted so I can hopefully have as little... How big was that? That looked kind of big. I was going to say as little tracking as possible. How big was that, dude? I don't think he was huge. I didn't see a lot of points, but it looked like a lot of mass, so maybe it was one of those big 8 points, but yeah. I basically had to sneak all the way in here, and my tripod's way down there. I just think I would have spooked them anyway. So we'll claim these two, and then I gotta go set up my tent somewhere over there. So the first one was just a little bit too far back. If we got the liver, we'd have been good, but I mean, these are just a couple of silver bonus kills, because I literally had to waste the rest of Whitetail drink time just to get over here. But I figured we might as well kill some if we are going to do that. And the other one's down right here, so we'll claim him, we'll set up our tent, and then we are going to rest to Whitetail drink time again, because there's a few other spots we need to go to, and yeah, it was just a little bit too high. You know what? Just because that is a potential diamond level 2 piebald mallard, we're going to try to get that with the 22. Now, I had to bring the pistol so I could fit everything I wanted in my inventory. We stopped, and there we go. Didn't really think I was going to get him, but yeah, I did just check all of Western Renaki, so this lake down here, which was doing good for me, but it doesn't have them anymore, the Hidden Lake, and this one, and no whitetail over here, so at least I know it's an area that I don't have to come back to. But since we came here, I figured we'd go ahead and get that duck. But either way, I'll probably keep this, just since it's likely to be my highest scoring piebald, but he's kind of low in the super high estimate level 2 area, so definitely not a diamond, but like I said, I think that's my biggest one. And I want to do this area, so Mount Kraken up to maybe this tent, because I did check those two tents and I don't have whitetail there anymore, so up to there I don't know if there's been any new ones. We might have found the most useless herd of whitetail. There's 2 does here, but I certainly don't see any antlers, so I'm actually going to go ahead and see if we just shoot one if a buck comes out of there, because no reason not to shoot a doe if there's no bucks anyway. And I only saw... Oh yeah, there was a buck hiding back in there, so he must have been in the brush. So let's try to get him. Now, this is maybe going to be a weird spot, just because if they do drink back there, I feel like if there's an opening across this way, that's going to be a better setup, but I'll have to see where we can potentially place a tripod. And I did end up having to put it back there just because there's nowhere, like, that's across from where they were drinking where I can see. And I had to be, like, you know, at least 150 meters away so I'm not spooking everything. So hopefully they're usually going to drink, like, out in the open here. But I don't know. That's a weird spot if sometimes they're not visible. Though it could have just been maybe the way the terrain is. Could be with a tripod we'll be able to see, but we got a doe, and I think I just covered up my whitetail zone with a jackrabbit zone, so now I don't know what time they drink till, but that's not a huge deal. We'll get our buck then and head the rest of the way up here. We still have a good bit to go, actually. Okay, so actually, there are still whitetail at that spot that I just mentioned. They're behind it now, though. Is that a little buck back there? Yeah, I think it is. So We're going to try to get the 85 to 100 and maybe get a shot in at him. Though it's going to be really difficult where he's standing. But yeah, this won't be too difficult to change around. So we'll get him. Definitely got a hit on him, but I don't know if we hit him well. I don't think he had died just yet. But yeah, I'm going to have to just move this tent back a little bit. Or maybe it would be best over there, actually. But yeah, it's good to see they're actually still in this general area. I mean, there are still deer where I was killing them. But it looks like all does. So I think for now I'll go ahead and move this. Because I'm going to end up in a position where I can check that spot anyway. Just killing the deer like in the zone where we just shot them. And at the worst, we'll see a buck in this zone and change stuff around again. So I think for now we're going to go ahead and move this. But yeah, that's not bad. Solid 233, and then we actually got this guy pretty good, so not much tracking there. I guess then I should just run all the way up through here, because maybe I was just missing where they moved to instead of the fact that it's just not there. What kind of zone is this? This is Jackrabbit, but I do remember randomly sometimes I'd get deer kind of behind me at that other spot, so could be the case there too. Well, I don't know where that guy was, but I mean, he has to be around here somewhere. He was nervous, so it could very well be that he was in like the same area as those other ones and I just didn't see him. Because that's usually where they would flee to, if I remember right. They did always cross over here. And he's actually not bad either. He's just a little bit bigger than the last one. I think literally like 0.1. But I think by the time we run all the way up north here, we're going to be to the end of Whitetail drink time. So that's probably what we'll wrap up this video doing, is running the rest of the way up there. But there's another buck track, which I don't know if he's one that's spooked or not. He could be just one going to a zone, but I hear footsteps. That's a buck. Ow. Alright. Looks like it was the same buck, in fact, so again, no idea where he came from, but just get the respawn out of it. And I would say this area is going to still require some additional runs through it just to figure out exactly where stuff's drinking, because I don't think I missed out on two in the same zone. I think maybe there's another zone that I spooked them out of that I couldn't see over there. But for the moment, we have far enough to run that I'm not going to worry about trying to figure out where that is. Alright, so I guess that was that guy that just mating called. And for whatever reason, he's literally just standing there, but I guess we'll get him. Maybe there's a zone up here that I don't know about. So I guess I'm going to leave a tent here, because I have one more still, and there's one that I got to take down, so I'm not going to put up a tripod. I have no idea where a zone may be, but it's, I mean, 1443, like, they should be in their zones by now, so I don't know what he was doing. I mean, that's just weird, because their zone's over in 15 in-game minutes, which means probably we're not going to make it all the way up there. Those guys are over there nervous, though, so there must be a zone right in here. There's actually some tracks that maybe we can look at, but we're going to try to pop that buck just so we can get an extra respawn out of this. But I'll see if there's any zones in here. Alright, I just got the zone by picking up a random track, so it's basically right where we shot the first one, so maybe our tent placement's not going to be too bad, and that can be one we try to figure out exactly where it is later. But at least we're kind of getting like a framework down for a new kind of route that we take, because, I mean, everything's changing. But little bonus buck, and we have 9 in-game minutes till like the first zone's then, and then the late ones are still going to be out. But I'm just hoping we can get most of the way up through here, and even if we're seeing whitetail that are leaving their zones, at least we kind of know where to go back to. So I thought I was done, but I decided to do another run here, and we have another level 3, and he should be a little bit bigger than the one we just killed, so we're going to go ahead and move in there and try to get him, and I guess maybe try to get one or both of these bucks that are with him. So we do have a tripod set up now. We can actually minimize the hunting pressure by using that, but this is just interesting to me. Like, I was at best getting a diamond every week before this, and now suddenly we have 2 in like a couple of hours? That's just insane. Oh my god. That's what we're after. He just ran right past us. Okay. I need to get to a tent, and I need to get a bow, because I've committed to shooting this with a bow the entire time. Are you serious? Like, what? I can't believe that just ran past me. Whoa. Alright. Get the bow equipped. We're going to equip 4 20-grain arrows. You are kidding me. Finally. After all that. Alright, he was actually kind of moving this way, and I don't know what he's going to decide to do. But I do know, I had seen this before and I saw it as he ran by. His track's going to say 97 to 110. He's not going to be like an 85 to 100 where we don't know which one he is. I can't believe that. That's the 3. Right there. Okay. He might come right to us. Oh my god. I figure I've shot somewhere in the area of 1600 whitetail, trying to get one of these to show up on my map. And there he is. Literally, I thought I was done with this video. I wasn't even close to being done. And then we have a diamond maybe to go get after this yet. Can still see him moving through the brush there. Here's the thing. He's nervous. He is not going to come in to a call, so I have to try to like sneak to within bow range of him, or hope he comes to us. But I'm like shaking. My heart is going a million miles an hour. I can't believe that just came running out of there. Literally, after so much effort put into this, we finally have the animal we want. Like I said, I'm committed to trying to kill this with a bow. That was my plan from the very beginning, and we're gonna go for it. But he's kind of coming where I expected him to. We just need to not alert him. My heart right now is going so fast. I think he almost walked right to us, and then he either spooked again or he turned and fled. I never heard him, and I was going pretty slow, so I'm guessing he actually just turned and walked away. And yeah, that's exactly what it says. Look at that, 97 to 110. So here's the thing. He maybe walked right back to his zone, which is going to be somewhere like in there. Or he could just be nervously drinking away from his zone, so we don't know where he's going to be. And I guess we're just going to slowly follow him for now. And eventually we're either going to have to stalk him or call him in. My heart is going so fast. Okay, he's actually over there drinking in his zone. I cannot believe that. There's some other deer right here, and that level 3 could be here. He's right there, and he's alarmed. I can't shoot him with a gun. I cannot risk spooking that great one, so I'm going to have to wait until he calms down. We might as well drop the 3 on our way through, though, if we can. Just to, get a practice shot in. Anything that can help us with this shot on the level 10, I will take, but let's see. He's still a little bit far. I'm not taking a 40-meter shot on the Great One, so I'm not going to bother trying to practice for that range. I'm just not going to do it. I do not want to take anything but an ideal shot that I'm comfortable with, because whatever I am, 1600 plus whitetail in, it's not the time to start taking risky shots that I'm not comfortable with. So I'm going to get in here a little bit closer. That's him there at 35, and he's just nervously drinking. So we're going to scoot in here a little bit. We'll get to like 25-ish, whatever we're hidden at here, and we'll go for that shot. And then we got to sneak in and try to drop that level 10. He's nervous now, so I don't know if he's going to come into a call, but maybe if I really slowly move over there, he'll actually calm down in time. So we're going to go ahead and try to get him at 23. That is a gun. Let's zero this for 20. Do I have the right arrows equipped before I take that shot? Because those look like maybe the wrong arrows. Says they're the 420s, so he actually knows we're here. Or no, he just turned. So let's scoot forward a little bit more. Just because now it's going to be a little harder of a shot since he's frontal, and I couldn't see where he was because of this brush. But they look like the red feathers now. I was a little bit worried that maybe I had the wrong arrows equipped. But when he lifts his head, go ahead and try to hard shot him. So, the level 10 has no idea that anything's happened. He's still just chilling right there. I gotta screenshot that. Just the massive, non-typical antlers on that dude. Look at that. God, he's huge. Alright, so oh my goodness, a max weight. What is happening with my spawns right now? A 280 scoring max weight diamond whitetail with the heart shot with the bow. No issues trying to take that shot. The wind is bad here. I wonder if we should fast travel and go around him. I think that's what we need to do. And we'll mark exactly where he is. So that's marking a doe, but that should work. And we're going to fast travel back to the lodge and approach him from a better angle because it's going to be hard to get within 20 meters if the wind's bad. But if we go around here, it should be way, way better. So I decided to get my tripod here and call, and they're just not coming in. I think he's still just drinking and pretty much completely ignoring my calling. Unless he's just coming really slowly. No, he is drinking there, so we're going to have to get down and try to stalk in there. I'm going prone right away, so I didn't get to spot him, but I know he's a little further right of my marker than I initially thought. But if we just really slowly crawl through this brush, we're going to be, I think, in perfect bow range. I did not expect a spot and stock to be how this is going to go, but apparently that's what we have. And the issue is there's a bunch coming in from that other zone over there, and that's really going to make it difficult to figure out, like, if I can maybe hear our Great One moving, because, I mean, it's just a chorus of footsteps right now, but we're going to use this bush as a little stop to see where he's at. Right there at 60 meters, and he's still nervous. That's why he's not coming in. I thought maybe he would have calmed down, but we're going to have to scoot in a little closer, and I'm going slow crawl. It is 14:01, so we still have about 15 real minutes till he's going to end up leaving his drink zone, so we have time. There's no reason to rush this. And he's kind of just walking around over there, which I don't love. Oh, he's actually calm now. So he may be coming into the call, so we're going to have to get backed up, because I bet that call is still sort of active. And likely he's going to end up coming this way, so maybe I'm going to scoot over here, because I think that's going to be a little better hiding spot. And we're going to hit a call again, because I think he's coming whether we like it or not at this point, so we might as well get to the best spot. Look at that. That's insane. I think he might sort of know we're here. I'm not sure if he was starting to go alert there. But we're fully hidden here in this bush. I'm going to move my waypoint so it doesn't get in our way at all. Just a little closer. He's nice and broadside, but like I said, I'm not taking a shot that I'm not comfortable with. And again, no reason to rush this. This is probably hundreds of hours of work at this point. Not going to rush that shot. Get him in here a little bit closer. If we get him like under 30, I'll be comfortable with that. And it looks like he wants to kind of go that way. Maybe he's going to turn back to us. It's another call. Let's see if we can get him to actually just come in directly to us. He's kind of getting a little bit closer. I think we're going to get ready. When he stops, if he stays there. Yes! Oh my god. So many hours went into that moment right there. He landed terribly for a trophy shot, unfortunately. But that is what we've been after. It says Vital Blood, so I don't think we could have messed it up. Great One 633 trophy rating. I am so glad to be done. Perfect double lung shot at 28 meters. Does it usually highlight like that, or is it just for the Great Ones that it tells you to, like, go look at it? So, yeah, 40 abnormal tines, plus 14 typical, so he's like, I guess, a 54 points. How gorgeous is that? Alright, we have a multi-mount to put together. A crazy multi-mount of a diamond piebald, an albino diamond. There's a thunderstorm, so I'm gonna taxonomize this and get in the trophy lodge before my power goes out or something stupid. But we have, yeah, albino and piebald diamond to put in with a Great One. That is gonna be an insane huddle whitetail multi-mount. I was so, like, discouraged when all of my whitetails suddenly just seemed to move. But man, it didn't take long after that for it to get way, way better. So yeah, I need to dismantle the other multi-mount. It is an absolute thunderstorm out there. I'm sorry about the extra noise, but apparently that's the weather you need for this to happen. Where is the multi-mount that I just took apart so that I can dismantle it? Alright, so we have a Great One, 633. We have an Albino Diamond, which is some reason showing that score. I think it's because I scrolled over it. And we have a Piebald Diamond, which we're going to all put in there. I'm going to go ahead and take this multi-mount down because it's just not as cool. And we're going to place probably the coolest multi-mount in the entire lodge. How can I have the Great One best displayed? I feel like probably that one. Oh my god, that's so cool. I wish the Piebald Diamond wasn't so hidden back there, but I'm not sure of a better way to do it. Like this but flipped would be amazing. Oh, you know what? Let's do this one. And then which pose did I have? Probably like that. I think that displays everything the best. And the Great Ones were right inside the door, so I'll put my little Huddle Roadier multi-mount back over here. And that's it. The grind for a Great One is over after countless hours. 2 rare diamonds. And actually 6 days since the second rare diamond, this Piebald Diamond here. We have a Great One. And I am so stoked to finally have that done. So I guess I have a diamond whitetail to throw on the wall somewhere. We've been kind of working on this room. I guess we'll put him in here for now. And now we'll come back here and stare at this guy for just a little bit longer. I am so stoked to finally get that 633 Great One whitetail. I was really starting to wonder. I knew when that new map came out that I would have all my time in that for a while, and I thought maybe I'm not meant to get one of these for a long time, but we finally did it. And I can't believe it's finally over. But yeah, I'll stop rambling and just stare at this for a few more hours. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.